time is 2 p.m. and this is another edition of Market View, ERS Text Talk, right here on Eswatini TV. My name is Nonselesi Tole and welcome to the program. Today we bring you a conversation on taxpayer profile maintenance compliance, a crucial yet often overlooked aspect of tax administration. Keeping your profile up to date ensures that the Eswatini Revenue Service can reach you with important updates, which can make a big difference in how smoothly your tax affairs run. Today, we'll find out how profile maintenance is more than just a formality. We'll also explore how it links with global best practices and how it supports the digital transformation of tax administration in the kingdom. On the program, the ERS will help us understand how simple it is to update your profile, what information needs to be kept current, and the many benefits that come with compliance. But first, we kick off the program with some of our business stories this afternoon. In our business news, local companies and businesses have been urged to adopt stakeholder inclusivity, corporate citizenship, and integrated thinking to better drive the growth and future sustainability of their companies. These are some of the principles enshrined in the King 5 Code on Corporate Governance, which was launched in the country at Eswatini Lodge in Matsapa. The document was developed by the Institute of Directors in South Africa and the King Committee.
The Chief Executive Officer at Ready, a company which largely supported the event, shares more on the King 5 launch.
We are here to present to Eswatini the new corporate governance standard, which is called King 5, because it's the 5th report in the series. The report was launched in South Africa last week on Friday, so it's still brand new, and we've brought together CEOs and board members of various organizations so that we do the presentation that explains what is this new standard about and what are the differences from what they were doing before.
Business Eswatini's Chief Executive Officer Inati Dlamini says they will engage businesses to ensure that the principles of the King 5 are adopted, as well as advocate that, when necessary, some of the recommendations are incorporated into local policies.
This King 5 report, if we have read it now, is challenging all businesses everywhere around the world. Not just to look at profitability alone, but to expand their horizons to people, to the community in which they live. They have included things like ESG, environmental, social, and governance issues, something which really speaks to what we're driving at BE as we speak.
Industry leaders have shared how the King 5 Code speaks directly to the work they do, highlighting its relevance across various sectors and its potential to strengthen good governance practices.
Issues of corporate governance are very, very key, particularly in issues of ethical leadership and leadership that encompasses and looks broader beyond profitability. Appreciating the fact that capitalism may say profits, but there's beyond that. You need to look at where these profits are coming from and seeing how we can actually work together with other stakeholders, not just the organization only.
I'm speaking about corruption and its impact on society and how it erodes value in our society. In particular, I was concerned, Loguti, it seems to be institutionalized, i.e. we are continuously turning a blind eye on corrupt activities. I also spoke about the need to appoint Banlaba competent into boards that demonstrate probity of mind, good ethical compass, good judgment, and stop appointing boards based on chronism and friendship, because it does weaken the ecosystem in our country. Ngakuluma about involving communities in whatever decisions we do in the corporate world.
King 5 is broader. King 5 is reflecting that we should put together systems that suit us. We shouldn't be following a footprint that should cover every organization, be it public or private. So I feel comfortable in that we can put like practices, good practices on governance that will suit Manzini, will suit local government, will suit Eswatini.
The King 5 Code is a voluntary set of guiding principles and leading governance practices for organizations. This version consists of a total of 13 principles designed to promote ethical leadership, accountability, and sustainable business practices. Reporting, Nelson Dlangamandla, Vuminkosi Nzinisa, Matsapa.
The Eswatini Revenue Service has called upon members of the World Customs Organization, WCO, Eastern and Southern Africa, ESA region to embrace technological advancements and leverage data-driven solutions, as these are crucial for enhancing operational efficiency and strengthening effective controls within customs operations. The Commissioner General of ERS was represented by the Head of Domestic Revenue, Pearl Dlamini, during the 42nd WCO ESA Regional Steering Group meeting held at the Hilton Garden Inn in Mbane on Wednesday.
This meeting will be an opportunity for members to consider the regional strategy work plan for the year 2025 to 2028. It is important for the region to maintain alignment of focus areas with the broader goals of the WCO and to put in place policies that will create resilient administrations. The strategy offers a regional framework that strengthens collaboration in enforcement and program implementation, promoting security and compliant trade. Noting the outcomes of the 31st Governing Council meeting that was held in Pretoria, embracing technological advancements and leveraging data will be essential for enhancing operational efficiency and strengthening effective controls within our customs operation.
The director of the World Customs Organization Regional Office for Capacity Building in the Eastern and Southern African region, Josephine Manyasi, outlined initiatives aimed at boosting trade and revenue collection.
We have objectives within the region to enhance capacity building. And these objectives are efficient trade facilitation, sustainable revenue collections. As customs administrations, we support our countries, we support our region in economic development through revenue collection.
The World Customs Organization's technical attaché under the Implementation and Capacity Building Directorate said they are putting measures in place to ensure smooth trade operations across the region.
The WCO new capacity building paradigm was discussed at the WCO Capacity Building Committee in February at the headquarters of the WCO. More dedicated needs survey, the consultation of ROCB for the evaluation of needs to formulate WCO capacity delivery plan for the next fiscal year, starting from July.
Vice Chair of the World Customs Organization's Eastern and Southern Africa Regional Steering Group highlighted the progress made to strengthen the work of the organization in the region.
Successfully, we've hosted regional meetings, and amongst them were the developments of the 2024-2025, where there were a review of the new strategy. We finalized and underscoring commitments of strategic reforms of the region. We've also worked on the trade facilitation and modernization. Customs administrations across the regions have played a central role in facilitating trade, mobilizing resources, and protecting society. The implementation of the World Trade Organization Trade Facilitation Agreement and the African Continental Free Trade Area is lowering trade barriers and promoting economic integration in the region.
The Acting Commissioner General also urged members not to overlook the importance of embedding monitoring and evaluation as part of the toolkit to track the implementation of the organization's strategy and to support informed decision-making. She added that members should focus more on the outcomes of implemented activities rather than merely the completion of tasks. Reporting, Nelson Dlangamandla, Vuminkosi Nzinisa, Mbane.
And that is your business brief this afternoon. The show continues immediately after this. We're in conversation with the ERS. Stay tuned.
Eswatini TV has signed a code of conduct that is enforced by the Eswatini Communications Commission. We are committed to reporting news that is accurate, comment that is fair, and programming that does not amount to hate speech or the description of gratuitous violence or explicit sex. For any complaints of our programming, please contact us on 2411-9600 or email info@eswatinitv.co.za. You can also contact the Eswatini Communications Commission on 2406-7000 or write a letter to ECCOM on PO Box 7811 Mbabane. Email address is info@ecom.org.sz.
Welcome back. On this week's edition of Tax Talk, we're discussing a topic that is rather crucial for every taxpayer. That is the taxpayer profile maintenance compliance, and which is why I'm now joined in the studio by Ndobeko Dlamini, ERS Director for Communications and Marketing, and of course, Ms. Cebo Lenkosi Matlalela, ERS Manager, Taxpayer Education and Information. Ladies, thank you both for coming through. How are you doing?
We are good. Thanks, Notsile. A very good afternoon to you and to our viewers at home.
Perfect. Let's get to it. Ndobeko, I'd like to start with you, Nkosi. Why is it important for a taxpayer to maintain their profiles?
Thank you so much, Notsile. I think today we're touching on a very important topic for our taxpayers. So taxpayer profile maintenance is essential in ensuring that we as the ERS have the most updated information of our clients. Yes. It's not just a local requirement for us. We utilize best practice by following international standards called TADAT. And for us, we really encourage our clients to remember that registration isn't just a once-off event. It's an ongoing responsibility. And our call to our clients is to ensure that they keep their profiles updated, because that helps us as the ERS communicate smoothly with our clients and ensure that our service delivery is up to standard.
Well, my apologies. When we talk about profile maintenance, what needs updating? Perhaps you could, give our audience or the clients examples, any contacts, documents, those kind of specifics.
Thank you so much, Natalie. Good afternoon to you once again and to our viewers as well. So to respond to the question, what exactly needs to be updated when it changes? It's literally everything. If there's any change that happens in your operations or in your details, we please request you to make sure that you update the ERS. I will make examples. For instance, if your email address changes, could be that you are adding another email address or you're just changing your email address. Please ensure that you update the ERS about that change. Yes. You will recall that lately we are taking advantage of the latest technologies and the workflows, and it's very important. Actually, the email address plays a bigger role in connecting your profile to the new systems that are out there. I'll make an example of TaxEase. For you to log into TaxEase, you need to have a valid email address, and then for you to access your profile using that email address, it should be linked to your profile in the ERS. So it's very important that if your email address happens to change, please update the ERS so that we will update that detail in your profile. I also make another example of a phone number. We know that lately in Eswatini, we now have a number, or the number of service providers have added, So people might have new numbers, or you might have changed your number. Imagine we are sending bulk SMSs, we are sending communication to our clients, and we're still using your old phone number just because when you changed your number, you forgot to update your profile. So it's very important, because if you don't do that, then you will miss out on all those communications. Another big one could be change in the ownership of that business, which in this instance could be the directors. I mean, we know businesses do come across changes. Some directors leave this company and go to the other.
Yes.
We need that information to be updated in your profile, because then we'll still be attaching that other director to this business, yet is no longer a director of this company. So it's very important. If you happen to update your Form J, ensure that you update your profile with the ERS with the latest details in your Form J. Another change, this is quite a lot. Another change could be your physical address.
Okay.
When you opened your business, you might have been operating in Manzina, making an example, and now because of growth or you just changed for whatever reason, please ensure that you update us, because sometimes we really want to address our content to specific regions, or we'll be using actually different aspects how we categorize our clients. We will think that you're still in Manzini, yet you're no longer there. You have now moved to the capital city, for instance. Please do update your details. This also speaks to the VAT certificate. It's aligned to your physical location, because we'll be expecting you to display your VAT certificate. Maybe I'll end also with the public officer detail. That's also very key. Yes. Public officer happens to be this individual who speaks on behalf of the company, so he's a representative of the company between the company and the ERS. Imagine now ERS taking instruction from an individual on behalf of a company that they no longer represent, just because we still have that person's detail in your profile. We will take that instruction, unfortunately, because you didn't update your profile, and it might really not be looking good. Maybe I'll just end with bank details. That's also very important. Even as we engage and deal with our clients, there are instances where you find that you are due for a refund. Yes. You might need to pay you a refund. Imagine having that delay where ERS has paid you a refund and it's stuck, or it even bounces back because of that old detail of a bank account you forgot to update us. Even if you do add different bank accounts, probably because of growth, you might also be doing that. So we would like to encourage our clients, do not despise any change that might happen in your operations. If it touches to your detail, ensure that you update the ERS for smooth transition, and also that we'll be able to communicate with you effectively.
Update your profile. You don't want to miss out on a refund. Ndobeko, my next one is for you. How can taxpayers go about updating their profiles? What's the step-by-step? How easy is the process?
It's very simple, Notsele, and I think Kabulongosi has touched on real issues that our clients can face, which can be easily avoidable. But should a client want to update any information of their taxpayer profile, they can visit our website, which is www.ers.org.za. Once they land on the homepage, they will look for a tab that says Forms. They click on that tab. And under Forms, they will then select the Taxpayer Profile Maintenance Form. That's available for both individuals and non-individuals. They will then populate whatever change they're looking to update. So if it's an email address or a contact number or a physical address, they'll indicate what they'd like to update. Once that's done, they can attach any supporting documents that they may have, and then they can email that to info@ers.org.za, or alternatively, they can visit any of our service centers across the country or our head office as well. And then once that has been updated, they'll receive a notification via our Tax Ease platform, which is another way in which we communicate with our clients. But I think very simple process, but very, very important one to do.
Yeah. So what would be the benefits of keeping your profile up to date and current? That one's for you, Tebo.
Okay, thank you so much. There's quite a number of benefits for keeping your profile up to date with us. I'll just make an example today. For instance, timely communications. We know that communication is a two-way stream. Sometimes it will be the ERS trying to reach out to you, or you might also be writing to the ERS. It would really be proper for us to recognize that email address is coming from this client, and we can easily link with your profile, so that even in our solutions or even in our servicing you, it's timely. And also the benefit speaks to accurate processing of refunds. We've already highlighted on that, and as well as refunds and returns. Sorry, you don't want to be delayed just because we have an old record in terms of your profile. It also another benefit is on reduced compliance risk. like I did mention that we do package our content. We do want to assist our clients even in terms of compliance, because we are big on attacking and breaking all barriers to compliance. So even as we have packaged that content, we want to speak to you. We want to understand you. So the more you're updating your profile, is the more you're making it easier for ERS to even understand you, so that even in our packaging, we are able to speak to you and it makes more sense, and you're able to be tax compliant at the end of the day. Another benefit that I would like to address, I mean, we know lately we are all big on Data Protection Act, but you don't want to set up the ERS whereby we'll find ourselves sending crucial information, even your balances, your tax debts, to the wrong individual, just because we're still keeping that old contact detail. We really want to be sending it to the right people. We want the right person and the right people to be seeing that confidential information. So you will help us. We will help you as well by updating your detail with us, so that we keep accurate. It's also very important for us in terms of database integrity. Yes. We might have database, a lot of clients, but is it really accurate? We would like to keep database integrity.
Right.
Yeah.
Before Ndobeko wraps it up for us, I'd like to ask if perhaps there's any deadline by which the ERS expects clients to have updated their profiles, or it's an all-year-round process.
I think Ndobeko put it proper to say registration is not a once-off event. It's actually an ongoing, and we really want to say, please take this as a responsibility and a very important detail, because the changes happen on your side. Yes. Unfortunately, if you just maybe give us this information today, we will remain with that information until you come and make those changes. So please note that the window is forever open, whenever, and please never despise any kind of change, whatever that changes in your operations or details. One director moves to the other. Even if you're crossing the street, you're at this site today, but tomorrow you are trading in the other complex, please come and update that detail. Yeah.
Fair enough. Thank you very much, Ndobeko. Wrap it up for us. What's the message, from a communications perspective to our clients, the ERS clients actually?
I think for us, it's just encouraging this updating of their taxpayer profiles. We recently conducted a brand satisfaction survey with our clients, and we were probing which communications channels work best for you. The feedback we received is clients prefer emails, and they also prefer SMSs. So this then speaks perfectly to our conversation today, to say if that's how clients want to interact and communicate with us, it's vital that we then have the most updated information regarding that. From a communications standpoint, we utilize emailers to update clients on key changes, deadline reminders. We also have a platform called IVR, which sends out like an automated reminder as well. SMSs. We have CRMs, client relationship managers, that contact clients just for any account issues or even reminders. So for us, from a comms perspective, up-to-date profiles are very, very key. So we make sure that the right message lands to our clients.
Ladies, thank you both for your time. That was Ndobeko Dlamini and Cebo Lenkosi Matlalela, both from the ERS, and we were discussing the taxpayer profile maintenance compliance. The show continues after this. We're in conversation with in-house economist Sanele Sibia. Stay tuned.
Eswatini TV has signed a code of conduct that is enforced by the Eswatini Communications Commission. We are committed to reporting news that is accurate, comment that is fair, and programming that does not amount to hate speech or the description of gratuitous violence or explicit sex. For any complaints of our programming, please contact us on 2411-9600 or email info@eswatinitv.co.za. You can also contact the Eswatini Communications Commission on 2406-7000 or write a letter to ECCOM on PO Box 7811 Mbabane. Email address is info@ecom.org.sz.
When you choose your adventures, you do so with an open heart and a desire for the unexpected. You embark on journeys to discover new worlds, full of wonder. You choose a path to awaken your senses, a world to make you look up and realize just how inspiring this life can be. Arrive and awaken your heart. Explore life in ways only thought possible in your dreams. Discover just how far you'll go to expand your understanding of life's greatest mysteries. There's just one place on this planet with so much to offer. Now is the time for you to have the royal experience.
Welcome back. We've now come to the final segment of the show. That is the market analysis segment, whereby in-house economist Zanele Sibiya joins me virtually. A very good afternoon to you, Mr. Sibiya. With just less than 5 minutes to go, can you perhaps give us an overview of what is shaping markets today?
Thank you, Notsile. Good afternoon to the viewer. So when you look at markets, beginning with the US, we're seeing a bit of a rebound there with the Dow Jones Industrial Average getting some 200 points, the Nasdaq gaining 157 points, driven by the fact that we're seeing the Supreme Court questioning whether President Trump had the authority to impose those tariffs that were imposed. And also when you look at the economic data that we got yesterday, it seems to be pointing to a rebound in the services sector and overall manufacturing sectors with 42,000 more in terms of new orders. So that has actually sent the New York Stock Exchange upwards. Coming into the Eurozone, what's happening in London is we're waiting for that Bank of London address today in terms of what's going to happen to the interest rate, and they've held steady. But there are those inflation concerns, that's why we're seeing a bit of a downward trend both in London and also in France, but Germany seems to be doing well. When we move on to Asia, what we're seeing there again is an overall rebound within the Asian economies there, with the Shanghai Composite Index hitting that 4,000 mark, largely driven by that Supreme Court type of ruling in terms of whether we're going to see a rollback of those tariffs. And then when we move on into South Africa, again, we're seeing some positive news coming through from South Africa, largely driven by the gold rally. Gold is back above that 4,000 mark. And when you look at the price of Brent crude as well, you realize that Brent crude is also improving a bit because of that positive news coming out of the US, just signaling that, demand may not wane as much as we expected it to. And then the Lilangen is actually strengthened against the dollar, the euro, and the Japanese yen, largely supported by that gold rally back to that 4,000 mark. Thank you, Notsile.
Sibiya, thank you very much for those insights. That was in-house economist Zanele Sibiya helping us make sense of what is happening in today's trading, as it is actually another trading day for the week. Until next time, this has been Market View ERS Tech Talk. Thank you for your company. Bye.